everybody, welcome, and this is going to be a little bit of an update, what's going on, what's happening. Simple reason is I've been away from my bench now for about 2.5 weeks. A lot of things I had to sort out, i.e. in the home for the good lady, as Christmas is just around the corner and we all know that they like the rooms painting and things like that sorting out. So that's what I've been up to. But I'm back to the bench now, and I just want to give you a little bit of update of where things are going over the next 4 or 5 weeks. Now, to kick off with, we left it with the build that I'm actually doing for my good friend Beez Beasley, which is what we're looking at now. Now, the whole build is finished. It's just all the weathering left. Now, I have actually got part of the weathering done, which there will be a video out this week. So there is stuff in the pipeline, should I say. Now, what I'm actually doing on this is I'm dividing this whole thing up into 3 sections. The first video that comes out is going to be just on weathering the roof. Now, I've split it down into 3 sections so I can show you how I go about doing the weathering, what products I use, and how I go and achieve what I want to achieve on the actual weathering itself. So it's quite not an in-depth, but I do show you everything that I use, the products, and how I sort of dress it up and do the bits and pieces like that. So that's what's going to happen in each video. So the first video is the roof. The second video that will follow it will be doing the weathering on the brickwork, windows and bits and pieces like that. The final video will be on the actual base, finishing all that off, all the detailing work, well, as I call it, dressing work, or the dressing up of all the bits and pieces. So there will be coming in the next few weeks. So all I can say is look out for them if you want to see how I do my weathering. Also, there will be a 4th video because I am going to make Beez will be coming down in the new year to actually collect this. So I'm actually going to build some sort of transport box so he can transport it or back home, as well as I think he will be taking it to some shows when he's done his part of it. So I'm going to build a transport box, not too interesting, but I will sort of like do some video clips on it, just show you what I'm doing and bits and pieces like that. And also I want to put this onto a turntable so everything moves not too fast, but a nice gentle pace. So that will be in with the video as well, for the 4th video. That will be the final video for this build. So that's what's happening with this. I've got a few other things that I would just like to run through with you. So I shall put you on pause, we'll move this out of the way, and we'll move on to the next one. Now, the next thing is the Hangout build. Waiting for bits and pieces for this, and as I stated right at the beginning, it's not going to be, it weren't regular updates on this, but I'm still including it because it's still going on. Things will still be happening. I still will be putting some updates on. I would like to get this finished probably before Christmas, so that's something to look out for. And like I say, I'm just waiting for bits now to finish the warrior, and then I can get on and get this little diorama finished off and up on the shelf. Now the house. This is one we haven't seen for a while because I've been busy with doing Beez's build. This is another item that's coming back on the bench over the next few weeks because I really need to get on and get things done. But in my defence, I did start this only as a platform to show people different building techniques, and how to use these molds that Diorama debris make. So that is in my defence, and it is coming back onto the bench. A quick rundown on that for people that are interested. What's going to happen is it's going to be rendered up, because I've used so many different types of bricks and colours. I don't really feel I can actually get these all to blend in and look the same. So I'm going to actually render it using the plasterboard sheeting. We're also going to be using another mould. It's the stone block, and we'll actually be running stone block in a toothing fashion down each corner, as it would be roughly in them days. And also we'll be running stone courses across, because they used to render in between two stone courses for some strange reason. I don't know the reason why, but it will help me out considerable, because I can actually use them stones to actually cover the joints between each section. So that's what will be happening with that. I've been collecting furniture, wallpaper, everything for the inside. I really do feel this is going to be a very ongoing process with this, because there is a lot of work in this to get finished off. I know the main build is finished, but all the dressing, that takes all the time. That's all the little fiddly bits. So that is on the bench. You will be seeing some more updates on that over the next coming weeks and months. So we'll move on to the next one.
Right, we're moving on to a few things that are still being done in the background. I know there's not been any updates, and it's probably totally new to you, but I thought I'd just show you so you can understand everything that's going on behind the scenes, should I say. Now, this is an entry into the Say Cheese group build. Basically, this group build is all about photographers and pictures, and this is my entry into that. Now, it isn't totally finished. I've got a few things that need to be finished off on it. A quick rundown on it. We start with, it's a BT5 which has been burnt out. We have German troops that are taking cover behind the back of this burnt out BT5. We do have a cameraman sat down here. It's done on just a small base with grass and bits and pieces like that. Like the vehicle's been there for quite a while. It's set on a newsreel film, should I say, or something like that. Now, the newsreel film is being made from 3mm foam board. I cut that out and actually made the reel. I was going to buy one, but at £60–70 it was something a little bit out of my price range. So I made something, and I think it's turned out pretty well. I'm quite happy with it. We've also got just the piece of film that is spooling out from the actual reel, and that's got the Say Cheese group build lettering on it, just as a little finishing touch. I'm quite happy with it. I really am quite happy with it. It's nice and simple, nice and straightforward. I think very effective. So this is one that's, like I say, it's going to be finished off before Christmas. It has to be. The group build finishes very soon, so this is one that's being done over the next couple of days, should I say. So we'll move on to the next one. Okay, the final one that I'm working on at the moment to get finished off before Christmas is the Joe T34 group build. Another one that's not been, I've not done many updates on this channel on it, because I've put a lot of them on my other channel, because that was mainly where it will all originate from. There's not a great deal left on this. I've got the figures to paint, I've got another figure to go into the turret to finish it off, and a little bit of weathering. I'll run through it again. Very, very simple, straightforward base. It's just a small base, does clay on it, with a few tank tracks, and we've put some grass on it, and one of my trees in the corner, just to give it a little bit of depth and height, should I say. The things to be left done to be done are, it's got to be trimmed up, figures, and like I say, just a small bit of weathering, and that's it complete. And now, moving on from that, I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to put myself on to camera. So we're going to move on now to my ugly mush and a quick chat about what's going to be happening in like the new year 2018, and roughly what's going on now, should I say. Right, this is a little bit different. I'll introduce myself. My name's Simon, or Sim. I'm the voice behind the dirty fingers, should I say. So, a little bit of a change. It won't be a regular thing. You won't see me in front of the camera too much. I'm more set up for showing you what I'm doing than actually looking at me. But I thought I'd do a little bit of overview of like last year and what we're going to be doing, what I'm going to be doing next year. Now, a lot of things are going to be happening. Well, for me personally, to start off with, we're going to be moving out of this 8x4 little room, my 8x4 cell, as my grandchildren call it. I'm actually moving in to a larger room that's actually in the house, because my good lady has now given me permission. Well, no, it's not that. It was earmarked out for me, but we was using it for grandchildren to chill out in when they came down, and it's all come to a point now where they're not here as much, and so I can actually take it over. And it sort of leads on from one thing to another, actually, moving into this room. People have been asked, well, one person asked me about if I was going to do a build at any point of bridges, you know, stone, brickwork, blocks and all stuff like that. And it's quite strange because I was actually doing a build, and this build was called Road to the Rhine. And on my other channel, Simon Kemp's models, I actually did quite an extensive build log on it, and I got to a point halfway through, and I just wasn't happy with the materials that I was using. I wasn't getting the look, so I decided that I'd put it on hold and try and source some better quality materials. Now, a very good friend of mine, Joe from Joe Scales Models, he put me in touch with, well, told me about Diorama debris, and I went down the line of the Diorama debris moulds and things like that. This channel was created because of that, and now it's come to, it's quite strange actually, because somebody's asked me about it, and it's something that's going to be actually happening next year. Now, the Road to the Rhine is partially built, and the whole thing starts with me showing you the actual room that I'm going to be moving into now. So it's a sort of like a little progression, and a progression of how far I got with the actual build before I started this channel up, 1/35 scale diorama builds, and that's all due to this Road to the Rhine. I'm sort of going around the houses here, but if you're interested in that, I will put a link to the videos so you can have a little look. you can actually see where I'm moving into, and if you're interested in some sort of build bridge wise, you can see how far I got and the reasons why I stopped and decided to look for a source of the materials. Now that is a build that is coming back into play, and that is coming back into play next year, because now I'm moving back into my room. There's spaces already earmarked up for this particular build to go, so now I've actually found the materials that I need to build my arches, which if you remember on Beez's build, I actually did the sewer using the Flemish brick in the strips. That is what I'm actually going to be using to build the arches. So it's quite a mix and match thing, but it's going to be happening next year, because I really do want to get on with it, because the road to the Rhine was a very large diorama to display all my British vehicles that I've built on one big long road. So that's something for next year. If you're interested, you're going to have to keep tuning back in. And talking about tuning back in, I want to go on just a quick big thank you to everybody that's subscribed to the channel. It really has been amazing. I'm in and out the channel, and I don't take a great deal of notice because I'm uploading videos, I'm back out. A lot of your messages always come through on my phone. I'm always busy working out what I'm going to be doing for the next build, and as you can see, how I'm going to video it and show you. And I apologise now if I don't sometimes get back to some of your comments. I do try my 100% best to actually answer your comments, and even if it's a thank you or it's even a thumbs up, 9 times out of 10 it'll be a thumbs up, because like I say, it's normally on my phone and I'll do it that way. But please keep leaving your comments, suggestions, any ideas for future builds, what you'd like to see. If I can accommodate you, I will. So that's just a big thank you for that. While we're on the same subject, there is my other channel, Simon Kemp's Models. Now both channels will be hosting a group build which is coming up starting the 3rd of January, the Rowlink group build. If you're interested, there will be another video out very shortly explaining how you can join in. No prizes, but there will be a few certificates to say that you've entered and you've come first, second or third. So watch out for that video. That will be out soon. And I've lost where I am now. Totally lost where I am. Yes. So as you can see, I'm not used to being on this side of the camera. So there's my other channel, Simon Kemp's Models. You're more than welcome to go across there. There's lots of my early stuff, my early builds, especially if you're sort of like thinking of bridges. I did do an all British dio using a Bailey bridge, water effects and different things like that. Hopefully I can get that all transferred over to here, relevant stuff to go on to this channel. But I'm trying to keep the two channels separate, because I want one channel just to deal with the building of the kits and build logs on that, and this channel just strictly on what's going on with the dioramas and all that sort of stuff. It gets a little bit difficult, but I'm keeping it balanced because I want to keep it that way. So there's that. And also I've gone to this, is it Vidme? Vidme, yes. I don't really know what it's all about, but I'm uploading videos to there. I put a link in the bottom. I'll put a link to my other channel in the description box as well for you. I'll also put a link to 1/35 scale diorama builds face page, and I'll also put a link for Rowlink as well face page. just so that you can follow bits and pieces and see what's going on. Even ask questions. It's probably, if you've got questions to ask, it'd probably be easier to do it through the face page, because I do monitor that a bit more. Same as my young lady, she monitors it for me as well, and sort of like gives me a nudge to tell me that somebody is asking a question, and I make sure I answer it. So there's them options. Breaking the teeth into the goldfish. There is them options as well, so you're more than welcome to come over there. And also on 1/35th scale diorama builds, I do put a link up on a Wednesday night, a Saturday and a Sunday. There's a little bit of a hangout. There's a few of the other modelers that come in. We have a chat and just generally hang out and have a bit of fun. So you're more than welcome to drop in and have a chat, even if it's just drop in and ask a question. There's some great modelers there. Beez is there, John Moore. Who else we got? We've got a lot of people that come in, drop in. We've got Bob from America. I can't remember what his last name is. And then we've got H.G. Wells. He's an author, but he's still build models. All people like that, they're in and out. It's not something that you have to appear in. You just turn up when the link's there, have a chat, and you can then disappear. It's totally up to you. Very easy, very laid back. So there's that, and I'm still gabbling on. Still lots more to talk about. So there's lots of things that's going to be happening. It's a bit chaotic for me at the moment, because, like I say, I've got this new room to move into, and I've got a lot of woodwork, a lot of shelves to do. I've already got wood, and which I shall be starting before Christmas, hopefully, because I have got dioramas everywhere. I've got them on the floors, under cupboards and everything. I've got them stacked up the top here, and even I've got them in my casting room next door. They're all over the place, and they're getting damaged, and this is part of the reason why we're moving as well. There's not a great deal more, but there's going to be a lot happening next year. The group build, there's the diorama base for that to be built. Bridge over the Rhine, that's going to be done and sorted. There's also still the basic build that's going to run. We've already done part of the farmyard. We've still got a barn, outhouse, and bits and pieces like that. That's all going to be done as well. The house, like I just explained, that's still there. It's still on my bench, and we will be doing more to that, because I would like to get this all finished off. All the bits and pieces, get them all out the way, ready for the new year, so it's a nice clean fresh start. And finally, I don't do many shout outs or anything like that, no particular reason, but I am going to give a mention to another channel. Now, it's Barbarossa, I think it's 601. I'll put a link in the description box. Now, this guy, he's done one of a big diorama build of Berlin. I think it was Berlin. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. Extremely good diorama builder. Really is. If you're into your dioramas and you know, there's a lot of things there you can pick up and learn, little tricks and tips. At the moment he's doing, I think it's a Flanders one, First World War, and he's actually doing it to fit underneath his coffee table in his front room. Absolutely brilliant. Really nice guy. I've never really spoke to him personally. It would be nice, actually. I probably will have to sort of message him, see if we can't have a chat. A lot of his techniques, especially weathering techniques, very similar to, well, we seem to be doing roughly the same sort of weathering techniques and using the same sort of products. But he's very good, and like I say, I don't give many shout outs. He's definitely worth popping over and having a look, because he's constantly doing bits and pieces, fantastic figures. I must admit, his figure painting and bits and pieces like that are really good. So he's well worth going across and having a look. Talking about figures and that, we can't forget my good friend Beez Beasley. If you haven't been across, another great figure painter. That's if you're wanting your figures, because it's okay building the dioramas, but you've also got to put something on them. You know, it's not, you can't just do a little diorama and not put anything on. It would be nice, but you've got to put something on it. And it's mainly figures and small vehicles that I'm using, and I was trying to catch up with these people that can paint these figures spot on. Beez is one of them, and Barbarossa, I think it's Barbarossa 601. But all the links, what I've just gone through, will all be in the bottom there. So if you want to go across and have a little look. And I think that's just about, I've just about covered everything. So all I can say is thank you very much. This won't be a regular thing. You'll actually see me in front of the camera. As you can see, I'm more kitted up to do what I'm building. And anyway, cameras are very expensive, and I'm bound to have cracked this one by the end of this. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me. And if I don't see you before the time, have a good Christmas and a very happy New Year.